Apples are one of nature's delicate fruits. They're easily bruised, easily damaged. Apples also come in various shapes and sizes. They also have to travel long distances to the marketplace, sometimes over difficult terrain. If we want our apples to arrive in the same condition in which we picked them, we must pack them carefully. The secret of transporting an apple from the orchard to the marketplace is in the packing. But packing is not just a matter of putting apples into a box. The apples are placed in a hopper before they are sorted. When filling the hopper, the apples must be emptied out of boxes gently to prevent bruising. Also, the hopper should never be overfilled. Too many apples in the hopper will produce jamming in the grader itself. On an elevator, the apples are sorted and substandard fruit taken out. A conveyor belt delivers the apples to the sizing elements. The line of sizing elements separate the fruit into a wide range of sizes. And spring-loaded bins hold the sized fruit. They rotate at a constant speed, so that the apples are evenly spread and cushioned from bruising. The fruit should be mature when it's picked, and one method of assessing the maturity is to examine the ground color of the apple. Ground color is the mixture of green and yellow on the apple's surface. This varies for different varieties of fruit, but in general, apples that show a dark green color are not yet mature enough to be picked. On the other hand, apples that are over-mature will show a very yellow ground color. The optimum stage of maturity varies for different varieties of apples. But the Red Delicious, for example, are mature when they show a good color mixture of green and yellow. Apples should be packed under 5 different grades. These grades are very specific and detailed, but in general terms, this is how they look. The first grade, and the best grade, is for apples with a high color content and free from any sort of blemish or insect damage. The second grade is for apples that do not have as much color, but are still free from blemish or insect damage. The third grade is for apples with a lot of red color, but also with a small amount of blemish. The other 2 grades are for apples with a small amount of red color and increasing amounts of blemish. Each box of apples should only contain 1 grade of apples. In that way, we can build up a high standard of quality with the buyer. As the apples are going up the elevator, damaged or diseased fruit is taken out and put into waste bins. And fruit that is too large, too small, or deformed is set aside to be sent to the factory to be turned into juice or other products. A skilled grader can ensure that the best possible fruit reaches the packers. Not all fruit is the same shape. Apples come in 4 basic shapes: the round, the flat, the long, and the conical. Not only will the way the boxes are packed depend on the shape of the fruit, but the sizing elements and the speed of the conveyor belt will have to be adjusted to suit each shape. It's important that the apples look stable as they move along the belt, and that they aren't pinched or jammed against the sizing elements. Apples of a similar size should always be packed in the same box, as this enables more fruit to be packed. The sizing elements at the back of the grader can be easily adjusted to take any size of fruit, and a wide range of sizes can be worked out for every variety of apple. Once the apples have been graded, sorted and sized, they're ready to be packed. The main point of packing apples is to prevent bruising, skin and stalk puncture, and to get the greatest number of apples into the box and make the handling of the box as easy as possible. The box used for packing is the same size for every shape, size or grade of fruit. The boxes are constructed from seasoned timber and are 18 inches long, 11.5 inches wide and 10 3/4 inches deep. Each apple is individually wrapped in tissue paper before it's placed in the box. Wrapping minimizes bruising, prevents the spread of rot, and is more hygienic. As one hand picks up the tissue paper, another hand picks up the apple and places it in the center of the paper. The paper is then wrapped around the apple to form a cushion on one side. When the apple is placed into the box, it rests on this cushion. The stalk is always left on the apple, and the apples are placed in such a way that the stalks always face the end of the box, with the last row of apples being reversed. The basic idea in packing is that each apple is cushioned, sits firm, and its stalk is in no danger of causing damage to any other apple. Boxes should never be overfilled with apples. The last layer should be just below the top of the box. Now let's look at the way apples sit in the box without wrapping. There are varying methods for the size and shape of apple. This is the packing method for a conical apple like the Red Delicious. 3 apples are placed across the box, and 2 apples are placed in the next row. The 5 rows are then built up to form the first layer. Each layer follows in the same way. For a smaller size of Red Delicious, we will have 6 rows across the box in the following way. Or even 4 rows for a larger size. In each case, the apples are firmly placed with their stalks pointing in the same direction, jutting into the cavities between the apples. This method prevents bruising, makes the apples sit firm, and reduces the chance of stalk puncture. Packing methods can be developed for all shapes of fruit. Notice how the apples fit snugly together. Careful attention to details like this will not only protect the apple, but ensure all boxes are of uniform weight. A straw board is then added to give further protection. The final step in the process is to nail the lid on the box, making sure that the nails do not puncture any apples. This box of apples will be able to travel long distances to the market, and the apples will arrive in the peak of condition. Handling apples is a skill. With proper picking, careful grading, care in sorting, sizing and packing, the apples you are producing will be in peak condition, readily accepted, and you will build up a good name for your product in the marketplace.